One of the most important things Trunk Rinpoche ever did was invent the Gamden, and most people do not understand what a Gamden is. And 99%, 98%, 97% of people in Shambhala have no idea truly what the Gamden is, but I'm going to tell you today what the Gamden is. The Gamden is 9 inches tall. 6 inches tall, let's call it the half Gamden, which is a bastardized version. Because there was a student revolt and all the bigwigs said, fuck you, Trunk Rinpoche, we're not doing what you tell us to do anymore. You can't tell us anything to do anymore. We're going to do whatever we want to do. They've been sitting on Zafus for a couple of 3 years, man. That was this. No one was ever going to get them to get off their Zafus. That was it, you know. It was going to take dynamite to get them off their Zafus, which it did. Take dynamite. Didn't come off perfectly. Trump Rinpoche had just done this big thing where they lost $60,000 at a time when their annual budget might have been $40,000. You know, it was just an incredible amount of money they blew. They did this. I don't know if they blew it or not. I think you could argue, you know, maybe they didn't blow it. But short term, it was not a happy situation. Long term, it might have worked out in a way, but they had this big festival 2 weeks long in Denver, rented all this space, gonna teach meditation, a lot of all this stuff they were gonna do, just a huge, ambitious, and nobody came. I mean, nobody came, and they just blew all this money. Nobody came. It was a disaster. And people were furious with Trump Rinpoche. They basically revolted. Whatever he would have told them at that time, they would have said, hell no, we won't go, you know, and they did. And what he was telling them was, we're going to do this switch from the Zafu to the Gamden. Except his Gamden was 9 inches tall, and they just went batshit crazy and said, no, people won't do it. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. They argued about it. And so I go to seminary in 1981. They introduced the Gamden. You walk up to get your Gamden, and they got a 6-inch Gamden, which we're all very familiar with. They got a 9-inch Gamden, which nobody has seen. It's like a dinosaur. You probably can't find one in the world. Yeah, probably are 6 in existence. I used to have one, but I gave it away like an idiot. I didn't understand at the time. I traded Don Milani. He figured it out and said he wanted it, and he was pretty tall. I was sitting on him, but I didn't figure it out. I thought I'd be more comfortable on short, so I traded him, and that was an idiot thing to do. But it's easily remedied. I got the remedy for all this silliness. Or somebody figured it out. It's a 6-inch Gamden and a 3-inch Gamden. You put them on top of each other, you got a 9-inch Gamden, and it's very flexible. I don't ever use it any other way but exactly that. But if I did need a 3-inch Gamden for whatever reason, or I did need a 6-inch Gamden for whatever reason, and you can even carry it around maybe a little easier. I don't know. Anyway. We should all be having 9-inch Gamdens and carrying them around, but they would be a little bulky. It would feel a little clunky, but and the good ones are heavy because they got this solid foam. You don't sink into it. It's hard. It's impossible to find the good hard foam anymore. That's another disaster, but I can't fix that either. So, I call it the virtuous 9-inch Gamden. You want to sit on a 9-inch Gamden, and you're going to find so much virtue in this that it will be, except no substitutes. If you're sitting on a 6-inch Gamden, that would be the unvirtuous version of the meditation seat that Trungpa Rinpoche invented. That would be what the devils created, essentially. Rebellious angels rebelled against God. That's what they came up with, which ruined everything. Took us from heaven to hell. Sitting on a 6-inch goblin is pretty much like hell. Sitting on a 9-inch goblin is is heaven. Absolutely. There's no way you can get in the proper posture with a 6-inch goblin. Impossible. There's no way you can mess it up with a 9-inch goblin. Impossible. I don't know what else I need to say, except there's no way of convincing anybody of this unless they sit on it a while and discover the truth of this, what I'm saying, for themselves. One of the 7 points of posture is knees are lower than hips, and it's impossible to achieve on a 6-inch goblin. Impossible. No matter what you do, you can't get there. On a 9-inch goblin, it's impossible not to achieve, pretty much. Whatever you do, you're going to still be right. And it's a very crucial. You will never learn the warrior seat without doing what I'm telling you to do. You will never happen. And you will always learn it 100%. If you sit on the 9-inch goblin, you can't fail. So, I don't know. We're going to continue this. My friend Gary's coming over. We've been working together a long time, 5-6 years. He hadn't always bought into the posture thing, but he's buying in now. It took me 5 years to get him to take an Alexander lesson. He's never going to sit on a Gomden. He's just too old and too crotchety, which I don't blame him on the too old part, but I'm getting him on here today. This is the one and only time you'll ever see him do this, but it's going to be good for him and good for you. I've done this meditation thing 1,000,000 times, a couple of 100 times. Usually it's very quick and short. And get there. Usually it's in the context of somebody walking off the street and wanting to learn how to meditate. But not always. Sometimes it's been more elaborate, but I've never done it this elaborate. But I think you're going to benefit. I heard you're going to benefit. I believe you'll benefit. Somebody will benefit. I've benefited. The Buddhas want you to check this out, figure it out. I think, what do I know?